Hey guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. The first tutorial I showed you was how to make an overlay. The one we made was just a little test sample. It was nothing fancy, but we used the GIMP file to make this. And now I wanted to show you how to import that while playing your games. Now I use GIMP for editing this, and I'm going to use OBS for the actual video recording. So how to set that up is, I apologize right now for all this fancy thing that'll go away here in a minute. But you'll see here on the bottom left, you've got scenes and you've got sources. So if you don't have a scene, make sure you make a new scene. You can name it whatever you want. You just hit the plus sign, make a scene. The next thing that you'll have is you want to make sure to go to plus and you want to audio input capture to capture your mic. You can also have another input capture to capture your, or that'll be output capture to capture your game. So to give you an example, my audio input capture, if I double click it, it's my microphone. You'll see it at the bottom here when I'm talking. That increases, that's just saying, okay, this is the decibel level of your voice. Very loud, I know. And then audio output capture, if I had anything playing in the background, double click that. If it's coming out of my headset, so if I'm listening to music or when I'm playing a game, then that will also be recorded on here. I don't have anything playing right now, but if you want a quick example, see if it'll actually work. We'll do Final Fantasy. You want to make sure your sound settings will match that. So right now they're coming out of my speakers, but if I go to Dream Gear here, you get the idea. So anything that's going to be playing into my headphones is going to come out of OBS and it will capture that too. So the first input is from my microphone, output is from whatever's coming into my ears from my headphones. So you want to make sure that those two are set up however you need them to be. Your display capture, right now I have it set up for my display, but what we're actually going to do for the, oops, let me break it. What I'm going to do for the actual video stuff is first we want to put our overlay in here. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit the little plus, you're going to go to image, and you're going to hit OK. Or you can name it, you know, Pokemon overlay. Then it's going to give you this blank screen. You're going to go to browse, and you are going to find that image that you exported into a PNG. So in my case, I named it overlay test, so I'm going to put that in and hit OK. Again, I know you can't really tell right now because it's recording my screen and it's mirroring it, but I have my overlay on here. You can see those transparent boxes that I created in that overlay is gonna see through whatever's on my screen. Well, look at my mouse. Whee! All right, then what you're gonna do is you want to get your game in here. So I'm gonna go to the plus sign. I'm gonna do window capture, hit OK. And it's going to give me options of any windows that I have open on my computer. So in this instance, I actually have Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. So I'm going to click that and hit OK. So there's Alpha Sapphire. And then I'm going to do it one more time. Window Capture 2, and then choose Alpha Sapphire. The reason being is because you have to fit one side for the bottom screen and then one side for the top screen. So when you're recording and you're hitting things on the bottom screen, it'll show and vice versa. So then I have my bottom screen here. I'm going to line it up with my layer, shrink it down to what I need it to be. Now the problem here is it might not fit correctly. So you're actually going to hold the Alt key, and what that does is it crops that particular picture. So I have the Alt key holded, grammar, right? And then I'm going to let go. And then I can stretch that out how I need it. You can hit, I believe it's Shift. Shift will let you stretch it out how you need to. So hold Shift here. And this is going to go, you're going to want this to go underneath your overlay. So you'll see down here I have my Pokemon overlay, my window capture, which is the top screen, and my window capture 2, which is the bottom screen. So you can just click and drag the overlay to the top. Now it is over both of these video files. The next thing I'm going to do is click on the other screen So I'm actually going to name this top screen and bottom screen so that I'm not confused. So right click and rename. So top screen, window capture, rename, bottom screen. And then I'll know which one is which. So I'm going to click the top screen and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to Alt and hold that down while I'm cropping out that picture. And then I'm just going to drag it so that it fits. And then I will Shift, and that will allow me to form that however I need to form that. I know it looks kind of stretched out. You have to mess with the settings between GIMP and your actual overlay, how it's going to work in OBS. So again, I just threw it all together just to give you an idea. All right, so now we have our overlay, our top screen, and our bottom screen. Now this is very important. When you're in OBS, you want to make sure that your overlay you're using when you're recording is a blank canvas. It's just the standard, no Pokemon in the box, no badges. And I'll tell you why in the next episode when we're playing with Vegas, and how that's actually going to work. All right, now you see that when I'm playing the game, everything is, you know, you can see from the top screen and the bottom screen. Again, crop it how you need. Mine is kind of laggy right now. I have The Last of Us rendering in the background, so bear with the gameplay. But there you go. Now you can play the game. You can actually watch it on OBS while you're recording it. Depends on your computer specs. Or you can look over at your other screen or whatever, wherever you have the game playing. And then you can play it. And then you play it while you're recording it, and then you can, you know, add your commentary as you go or whatever it is you need to do. But you don't want to do anything with this overlay here. You want to keep it, again, a blank canvas. It's going to stay that way because once you edit it into the actual capture device, or sorry, once you put it into Sony Vegas or whatever recording software you're using, you can add on top of that. You can edit how you need to. And if you find yourself, you know, struggling, because look, I can see my specs down here at the bottom. Again, I can just Alt. Let me just chop that out a little bit. And then I'm going to shift that down, and same with the top. I don't like how it's showing. Shift that over. And you really have to play around with it. You have to figure out, you know, what works best for you. And I did make the top screen, you know, a little wide, and that's fine. Again, it was just for the recording purposes. So it does look really wide. But you can crop and pane that however you want. And remember that you want your video game to be behind this transparent layer, because that was the point of those little extra boxes that we decided to put around it. We can fight, tackle, get rid of that Wurmple. Alright guys, remember if you have any questions, please comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and then next episode we'll be putting this into Vegas and figuring out how do we add anything that happened in that episode to our overlay, whether we caught a Pokemon or we, you know, got a gym badge, how do we edit it, all of that fun stuff, and render it out so we can upload it to YouTube. See you guys next time.